I'm kind of going backwards. I went to the oldest ones, the rarer ones at the end of my chain. They're not necessarily the ones I go to right away. They're kind of specialty, antique sounding reverbs of old studios, which I love, but they're very specialty. They're not necessarily the ones I reach for every time. The one that I reach for first, in most cases, is going to be this one called Seventh Heaven. I'm going to click on it here. Boom, Seventh Heaven. Open it up. And it's going to load. Just takes a second here. Double click. And there it is. It looks pretty simple, huh? This is from a company called LiquidSonics. It's the Seventh Heaven Reverb. It is probably the best sounding reverb that I own. It is not the most expensive reverb that I own, which is a great reason to love it even more. The price I got on this is great. The full version is a few $100. You can get the light version. I think it's called something else, but it's the basic light version for $69. I was like, wow. And basically what this is an emulation of one of the most coveted and expensive rack mount reverbs of all time. It was called the M7 from a company called Bricasti, I think. It sounds Italian. I'm pretty sure it's an American company. The guy's name was probably Bricasti. I'll look into that a little bit. But this guy came up with the best sounding, arguably the best sounding effects box ever. And that's the one I mentioned earlier that costs, I think it's $4,000 or more dollars, $4,500 for one unit. LiquidSonics came in and they emulated it with the Seventh Heaven reverb, and the full version has more settings than this. This is very basic. It's got your mix, your gain output, and your presets here, and there's a limited, there's not hundreds of them. There's just several halls, several plates, several rooms, chambers, ambience, and spaces. And they're really great sounding. You don't have a lot of bells and whistles with this. You don't have equalization or anything like that. Those come with the full version. If you want to get the professional version, you can go ahead and spend the couple hundred, $200 or $300 and get that full version. One of the reasons I originally got this was for the plates. I was looking for a really great sounding plate. I wasn't really that happy with some of the plates that I had. And I saw an ad or a video on the Seventh Heaven and the plate that it had. The original Sun Studios plate is specifically kind of what I was looking for, and it offered a couple others. There's a London plate from, I guess, from a London studio, a rich plate, a fat plate, an old plate, and they all have a different, slightly different millisecond settings there. And just 5 different plates, but they all sound great. And I originally got it for the plates, but then I started checking out some of the other features. The chambers are fantastic, much like the chambers we just discussed about Capitol chambers. Here's some different chambers. There's a vocal, a snare, large and bright chamber, A&M Records chamber, Sunset Studios chamber. So anyway, there's those different, about 4 or 5 different chambers there. They also give you some great sounding halls, large hall, large and near. Some of those are really nice if you're looking for a concert hall. The rooms sound great if you're looking for a short, quick little reverb like Studio A. These are more like smaller rooms. And then over here you get into ambiences. And then over here, the biggest ones they have are basically churches. These spaces are all different churches. Okay, and the biggest one is going to be that West Church with 5.4 second decay. So they all sound great. It's some of the best sampled reverbs available. As I said, I keep it at #1 on my effects list here, my effects send at the top, as well as #1 on my effects returns here. highly recommend that. You can start with the $69 version if you want. Check that out, get used to it, and if you want more control, you could upgrade and purchase the full version, but I haven't needed to. I can EQ this version as much as I want elsewhere, you know, but I'm quite happy with just the way this sounds. I really like how easy it is to use, not a lot of complicated settings, as some of my other effects do have. I'll get into that next here for you. So that's the Seventh Heaven Reverb from LiquidSonics. Emulation of the Bricasti M7 reverb device at about 1/10 of the price, right? Something like that. Here we go. Thanks, guys. I appreciate your time and concern. I hope you enjoyed this video and it was informative. Maybe helped you get started on getting some nice reverbs going on your DAW. If you like what you've seen, hit me a like, and it will help me a lot. If you really enjoy the content, press the subscribe button, and I'll send you more videos as I create them. Appreciate it a lot. I really mean that. Aloha from Hawaii. Shoots.